Now, there are various angles that are formed when two line segments converge or when they intersect. So the first type of angle, which is called, okay, in terms of properties of geometry of straight line, we call it the line property number 1. Okay, we have got what are called adjacent angles on a straight line. Okay, adjacent angles on a straight line. Right? So here, if I draw a line segment AC, okay, I draw a line segment AC and then draw a second one from a specific point along AC. I'll call that point B, and then I draw a straight line so that I can end up having 3 angles. The first one I can call it B1, then the second one I can call it B2. Now these two angles, B1 and B2, we call them adjacent angles. Okay? Now since they are adjacent angles on a straight line, they add up to 180 degrees. Okay? Now the reason that you give for a case like this, you can just write angles on a straight line, or you can write adjacent angles on a straight line. Okay? So the reason for this, because in geometry, you have to know your reasons. Okay? Whenever you write a statement or an equation, then you must give a reason. So the reason for this, generally, we write it as angles on a straight line. Okay? We write it as angles on a what? On a straight line. So this will be your reason. There. Angles on a straight line. If you want, you can. Yes?
So also we abbreviate some of the words in the language.
Like how?
Like let's break it on the right STR.
STR. Well, okay, in my opinion, I don't encourage that, because based on what are called examination guidelines, which I'll give you very soon. I'm sure you got this last year as well. Right? Based on examination guidelines at grade 12 level, what you just said is acceptable. Okay? So you can write STR just as a shortcut for the word straight. It's fine. Okay? Based on examination guidelines. Alright? Or you can write the full word here as I did there. It's also okay. Okay? So these two angles, B1 and B2, they are adjacent angles on a straight line, or you can just call them angles on a what? On a straight line when you write your reason. Then the second linear property is that when you draw two line segments such that they intersect at a common point, it means that you can end up creating what are called vertically opposite angles. Okay? So here, all vertical opposite angles are equal, right? So E1 is equal to E3, E2 is equal to E4, and we call them vertically opposite angles. Okay? We call them vertically opposite angles. Now, the reason which is accepted for this, okay, it will be that opposite angles equal. Okay? So whenever you've got a case like that, your reason will be that opposite angles equal. VERT, that's the shortcut for vertically opposite angles. Right? So I'll give you this copy here. I think if the grade 10 teacher who is in charge of grade 10 makes a copy, then I'll give everyone. You have to paste that in your math for. So we've got vertical opposite angles. They are what? They are equal. Then we have got a third linear property whereby you can have angles around a point. Okay? All angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. Okay? So the acceptable reason here for this one here, based on examination guidelines at metric level, okay? Because I need to make sure that you are prepared for metric level. Right? This one now, we can write it as angles around a point. Angles around a point. Okay? That's one way. Or you can say angles in a revolution. I prefer this one though. I prefer angles around a point. Okay? So when you get angles that are actually being formed at a specific point and their total is 360, the reason that you must give is angles around a point. Alright? Okay, so all this is repetition of grade 8 and grade 9. You are expected to know this. Alright? Okay? If you want to make geometry as easy as possible, make sure you are familiar with this. Okay? Geometry is all about knowing your concepts. Okay? Knowing your reasons. Okay? Being able to memorize how a specific theorem or concept is related to a diagram. Okay? And it's not difficult. Alright. Can I move on? I'll send you the PDF. I need to move on. I'll send you the PDF. So, just to do a short recap before I move on to the next page. So I started with adjacent angles on a straight line, they add up to 180 degrees. Vertical opposite angles are equal. Angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. Okay, so make sure you are aware of this. Okay, you can catch up later. Then, also under geometry of straight lines, can I have your attention please? Also under geometry of straight lines, right, we have got what are called corresponding angles. Now, corresponding angles are found on the same side of a transversal. And I just hope that you remember this. If you draw two lines that are parallel, like in this case, AB is parallel to CD. If you draw a line, okay, intersecting with both lines, you end up creating a type of angle which is called a corresponding angle. Now, corresponding angles are equal. Okay? And corresponding angles, they are found on the same side of the transversal and on different sides of the parallel lines. Right? So in this case here, we have got EF. Okay, let me just zoom it in so that you can see that. Right? The grade 10 textbook that you have got, it's a very good textbook. Okay? On geometry, it has got some nice stuff there. Alright, so here, FE is called a transversal. Okay? This angle here, which is G1, because this point is G, and that angle there, which is H1, they are equal, and we call them corresponding angles. They are on the same side of the transversal, and if you do like this, tilt your head like that, they are also on the left-hand side of the parallel lines, of both parallel lines. Therefore, they are equal. Furthermore, as a way of just remembering this, okay, you were taught the word F. Remember, the word fan. Alright? Okay? The F is for corresponding angles. It can be upside down like this one here, or like that one there, but this is the original F, can also be like that. Okay? Also, this angle here is equal to that angle. That is EGB. So, EGB is equal to, well, I can call it GHD. GHD. They are equal. They are corresponding angles. Okay, so you need to be aware that there are different orientations of a diagram that can help you to identify corresponding angles. So you can have it like that, like this one here, like that one. But the key things are, they must be on the same side of the transversal. Also, they both have to be either on the left-hand side of both parallel lines or on the right-hand side of the parallel lines. Okay, so those are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are equal. Now, when you give a reason now, when it comes to corresponding angles, you write the reason like this. Okay, so the acceptable reason here. Okay, I'm just going to generalize it. So you write okay, that's the shortcut for the word corresponding. Then you put the shortcut for angles. Then you must state the lines that are parallel. Name parallel lines. Okay? Like for example here, I can say G1 is equal to H1. Okay? G1 is equal to H1. My reason will be corresponding angles. Then I need to state the lines that are parallel. In this case, it will be AB. AB is parallel to CD. Okay? So whenever you identify corresponding angles, you have to state the lines that are parallel. Okay? Every time. If you skip the lines that are parallel, then your answer becomes incorrect in terms of the reason. Okay? Right? So that's corresponding angles. Then we have got what are called alternate angles. Right? Alternate angles are also equal. So if you look at okay, it's supposed to end at 20 past, so we need to sanitize. So I'm going to carry on tomorrow. Right? Today we're supposed to have, just to clarify, we're supposed to have an M lesson tomorrow. Then I sent a message last night because my grade 11 class requested their lesson tomorrow because today most of them they are leaders in the school, so they've got like a meeting and stuff like that. That's why I moved it today. So hopefully I'll see most of you, or in fact I'll see all of you. Right? Now the M lesson, listen, M lesson, I'm going to go over the match test in more detail, question by what? By question. It's more like I'm going to do detailed corrections. Okay? Yes. I gave you already. I gave you already.